He has been.
You're muted.
You're muted, David, on your stream. Yeah, I can hear you. You might have to. Oh, they can hear you. Wait,
Oh,
I
they
think
can
I
hear.
think it's working now. Yeah. Oh, they can hear me, but not you.
Let me know in chat if we're good. I was just talking there for a good 2.5 minutes straight with no audio, so it's kind of embarrassing. Sometimes it'd be like that, though. Okay. We should be good here. I hear you now. Okay.
They could hear me. I don't know if they can hear you though.
Yeah, I think we're good now. So give me a 1 in chat if we're all good. Somebody's saying they can hear me. Throw me a 1 in chat.
Good,
Okay, we're
good.
good. So anyway,
Yeah, we're.
let me go ahead and restart here. Welcome back, everybody, to another Davis S. Weather live stream. Tonight we are watching the threat for a brief QLCS tornado in portions of western and central Michigan. Now, there is a chance that we do end up seeing discrete supercells develop ahead of our line, and if that does end up happening, we could be talking about a little bit more of a significant tornado threat, and that would likely be somewhere in northeastern Indiana or southwestern Michigan. Now, that's not necessarily a guarantee, although there is a decent chance, and we do have a couple of supercells developing right now at ahead of our line. Specifically, a new one just got tornado warned. I've been watching this one for a while. This is approaching Holland, Zeeland, and Hudsonville. So if you're included in this tornado warning, make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. If this does develop a tornado, it would have to do so quite quickly because, again, the problem for these supercells tonight is that this QLCS is going to swallow them up real quick. However, I would not be surprised to see a brief touchdown here near New Richmond or somewhere near the Boyd area. So again, if you're in this area, make sure you are seeking shelter immediately. That's going to be tracking east-northeast along I-196 there. Again, we're also watching a couple of broad areas of circulation develop here embedded in our QLCS. The most significant one there being just east of Ravenna. That's going to be your area of rotation just southwest of Casnovia. No currently ongoing tornado with that we can confirm, but that could change quite quickly here. So again, if you are included in this tornado warning, you also need to be in your safe spot. This is also surrounded by a destructive severe thunderstorm warning now for downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan. So if you are in Grand Rapids, you need to make sure that you are getting indoors and away from windows, as this is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning warned for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. And again, it does have that tornado possible tag on it, and I'd imagine that they're going to extend a couple of tornado warnings here pretty soon across portions of the north side of Grand Rapids. So we're going to continue to watch this out here for the rest of the night. Again, there's the chance that we do see a couple of supercells develop somewhere in northern Indiana or south central Michigan, and that could potentially create an enhanced threat for a couple of tornadoes tonight. Again, we are dealing with some pretty impressive parameters out here. Again, taking a look at our instability, you can see that there's absolutely no shortage of that over the next several hours. Wind shear is a very similar story. Our bulk shear within the first 6 kilometers of the atmosphere ranges anywhere from kind of 30 knots upwards. If we go ahead and play things back here in the HRRR, you can see actually right now they're getting anywhere from 30 all the way up to 70 or 80 knots. So very impressive environment out here tonight. Again, it all comes down to storm mode. If discrete supercells develop out ahead of our line, the chance for a strong tornado does exist. Otherwise, probably not. So again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in here tonight. Obviously, we have a very active stretch of significant severe weather on the way, and we're going to discuss that more later in the live stream. We do have Jesse here tonight.
What's up, Davis's chat?
As well as Vincent.
What's up, y'all?
So, again, we're going to be watching this as closely as necessary tonight. Again, it's been a few days since we've streamed, and that's partially just because I've been very, very busy, but we are here back as this looks to be, again, a very active and intense stretch of severe weather. And for all intents and purposes, the potential for an upgrade to our risk from a moderate to a high is entirely possible for tomorrow's SBC outlook. Now, As of right now, a day 2 moderate risk of severe weather, a 4 out of 5 on the Storm Prediction Center scale, has been put in play from southeastern Missouri back through central Kentucky. Now, this is driven not by a 10% hatch tornado threat, or not by a 15% hatch tornado threat, rather, but a 45% hatch damaging wind risk. Now, this is likely because we are going to see the development of a large QLCS or potentially a small-scale derecho event here across portions of the Ohio River Valley. However, looking at the more recent model runs here, it's entirely possible that we do see the development of a couple of strong to potentially even violent tornadoes out here tomorrow, especially in the late evening time hours across portions of southern Indiana, western Kentucky, and southeastern Missouri, as the HRRR has just been spewing out numbers like crazy here. Again, if we go back to the 0Z run, the most recent full run of the HRRR that'll get us to this outbreak, and take a look at those significant tornado parameter values, you'll notice that those skyrocket as we go into tomorrow. Look at this. We're dealing with significant tornado parameter values at the composite level, getting around 9 to 10, which is something that does not happen very often. So again, you need to be hyper weather aware out here tomorrow if you are anywhere from northeastern Arkansas back through southwestern Ohio, as a couple of significant, again, to potentially violent tornadoes cannot be entirely ruled out. Our instability values are very, very impressive. Our wind shear is just as. I will say SRH values could be a little bit higher, but storm mode's impressive. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, and again, I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but a lot of you guys probably remember the April 2nd outbreak. Looks very similar to that event. The setup is very similar in terms of instability, wind shear, and many other features. If anything, the storm mode is more impressive for this one. So you need to be hyper weather aware tomorrow. We are going to be live all day tomorrow, potentially, covering significant severe weather, and again, anywhere from strong to violent tornadoes are going to be possible across the lower Ohio Valley tomorrow. So we're going to be watching this like a hawk. Again, tonight we're dealing with a more localized tornado risk, although earlier today, many of you probably know this already, we did have a pretty intense localized tornado outbreak across portions of Minnesota and Wisconsin. The most damaging tornado that we did end up seeing was from north-central Wisconsin. It actually would have been this one further off to the west here, near the New Richmond area. There have been photos and videos of, kind of roof destruction, some exterior walls damaged on homes, so pretty significant tornadoes overall. Some of them had some large CC drops, so again, the chance for a significant tornado is going to go down the later into the nighttime hours that we go, as shear and Cape values are going to drop simultaneously. However, we still can't rule out a brief strong tornado if any discrete supercells do manage to get far enough out ahead of our line here, and this is going to end up being a pretty serious situation if that does end up happening. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, because again, this isn't a perfect environment by any means for tonight, but it is in play to the point where we could have a potential for a strong tornado briefly. So again, they have updated the Storm Prediction Center outlook here, and again, that new outlook, 10% hatch tornado risk remains in effect from Chicago back over to northwestern Ohio. At this point, the real tornado risk is going to come back from northeast Indiana to south central Michigan. That would really be the only place at this point that we had the potential to see a strong tornado. So again, thank you all for tuning in. Jesse, we'll go ahead and start with you. If you want to kind of yap about tomorrow while I get a couple things ready with this stream, that would be greatly helpful.
I got you. Let's see what's chat saying. Sherry Allen says, will Effingham, Illinois be okay tomorrow? It looks like Effingham is indeed in the moderate risk tomorrow, so your daughter who lives over there just needs to be weather aware. Make sure she has multiple ways of getting warnings, as we will have storms tracking through there into the late afternoon, I want to say. I don't know what. I really haven't looked at anything for tomorrow, but
yeah, it would be kind of late afternoon.
Late afternoon, okay, thank you. But yeah, tomorrow looking very concerning from what I looked at. Very concerning STP values, shares there, capes there. Really all of our ingredients that need to be there are there. So I guess we'll see what the National Weather Service or the SBC decides to do. But tomorrow is a very concerning day. I will be live for that, so I will be live for that.
Yeah, make sure to Give me just a second here, guys. We did just get an extension to that tornado warning north of Grand Rapids, as we said earlier. That's going to be going out for Croton and Rockford, as well as areas north of Rockford. Again, severe thunderstorms capable of producing straight-line intense wind damage, as well as a couple of brief QLCS tornadoes. Cannot be ruled out anywhere from Casnovia over to the Lakeview area. So if you are included in this tornado warning, make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, at this point, your main areas of circulation, they're kind of two big ones. We've got the one near Kent City, which is pretty broad but still somewhat impressive, and the one north of Ashland, which is very weak. So we'll see what happens there. I will say an intense straight-line damaging wind threat does exist. You have to keep in mind at this point these winds are basically surface level since we're so close to the radar, and we're measuring wind gusts anywhere from 70 to 75 miles an hour at the high end. So you need to make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows if you are in or north of Grand Rapids. So anyway, before I went on that little spiel there, I was going to ask Vincent if you wanted to give any thoughts or takes on tomorrow.
Yeah, so again, tomorrow, looking pretty concerning. Obviously, the SPC did jump the gun there with that moderate risk for severe weather. You will notice, like David said, we only do have a 10% hatch tornado threat, but would like to know is that we have been seeing a big uptick in kinematics over the past, couple hours from the cams. And really what that's given us is much more kind of, I guess, confidence in this event becoming a significant severe weather possible tornado outbreak. But obviously, this is one of those kind of loaded gun events where we really do not have much that's slowing this thing down. So again, we've me, Davis, and Jesse, and Levi, we've all been heavily, forecasting for this event. We've been on call, constantly trying to figure this thing out. And we've definitely come to kind of decide that this is going to be likely a very significant event because, again, soundings are looking very concerned. We're seeing maxed out effective layer STP. So, I mean, I could just yap on this for a while, but all I'm going to say right now is that if you're anywhere in the moderate risk, it doesn't even matter if we do get a high risk or not tomorrow. If you're anywhere in the moderate, enhanced, slight, any risk area, make sure you are staying extra weather aware. Obviously, with multiple ways to receive warnings codes. Again, strong to violent tornadoes can certainly not be ruled out tomorrow if we do get those discrete supercells to fire.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and again, storm mode is going to be most impressive over this vicinity of southern Illinois, southwestern Indiana, and northwest Kentucky. So if we were to see a high-risk addition for tomorrow's event, which is a question that a lot of people have been asking, it would likely be somewhere in this area. Now, you have to keep in mind, again, currently we are at a 10% hatch tornado risk, so we've still got to step up to the 15% hatch risk before we end up seeing that eventual potential 30% hatch. Now, obviously, we have a very potent setup here, and I think at the very least tonight we're going to end up seeing that 15% hatch risk get issued, but by tomorrow morning it would honestly not totally shock me if we did see a 30 hatch again somewhere in kind of this vicinity. I saw somebody asking about Hot Springs, Arkansas getting added to the enhanced risk of severe weather. That is entirely possible, and I did say earlier on call here that I'm not going to be shocked if they end up moving that moderate risk a little bit further south because there still looks to be some supercellular activity back into kind of western Tennessee and northeast Arkansas, but Hot Springs, Arkansas definitely needs to be on the lookout for some damaging winds. There's going to kind of be a very, very small secondary tornado threat back in northeastern Texas. The Storm Prediction Center outlook for tomorrow has kind of noted that they're in that 2% probability being issued for areas east of the DFW Metroplex. Thank you very much, Eric. Yeah, your different risk outlook levels from the Storm Prediction Center are the marginal risk, the slate risk, the enhanced risk, the moderate risk, which is what we're currently forecasting for tomorrow as, and the high risk. Now, moderate risks happen probably a dozen times a year, but it doesn't mean that they're not significant. Again, moderate risks, depending on what you're looking at in particular setups, can mean anywhere from a large derecho event to a full-blown tornado outbreak. This setup could bring us both. The potential for a long-tracking, long-lived QLCS does exist. However, the more concerning thing, in my opinion, looks to be discrete, nasty supercells appearing on several runs of both the HRRR and the NAM models. Again, I would not be shocked to see a couple strong to potentially intense/violent tornadoes tomorrow, especially across far southern Illinois, far southwest Indiana, and far western Kentucky. That's my hot spot. Again, I think really anywhere from Louisville, Kentucky, back through Jonesboro, Arkansas should be on the lookout for a very intense tornado threat. But in particular, again, anywhere from Evansville kind of back down through Mayfield, Kentucky is going to have the greatest tornado threat in my opinion. So, again, obviously we are having a very intense active day of severe weather tomorrow, but we're not done there. We're not even close to done there. Saturday, we have a day 3 slight risk of severe weather, a dual slight risk of severe weather. We do have a slight risk here for parts of the East Coast back through sections of upstate New York, and I think that this is mainly going to be a damaging wind threat. However, I wouldn't rule out a brief isolated QLCS tornado depending on what instability values end up looking like. And our secondary slight risk, in my opinion, the more impressive one, I guess I should call this the primary slight risk tomorrow for sections of the Southern Plains. Now, I've been taking some soundings from this area, and the environment does look conducive for a couple of tornadoes and potentially a brief strong one. So if you are out here in Oklahoma City back through the DFW Metroplex, make sure that you do have multiple ways to receive alerts. After that, we're not even close to done still. Sunday, day 4 slight risk of severe weather highlighted from eastern Colorado back through North Texas. Again, probably going to be pretty similar to what we're seeing on Saturday. After that, we're not done. We have a day 5 slight risk of severe weather highlighted for Monday from North Texas back through the Omaha, Nebraska area. And if we're not, I may be mistaken here. Yeah, we don't have a day 6 slight risk. We do have a day 6. That's right, they added it today. We have a day 6 slight risk of severe weather as well, extending all the way from northeast Texas back through southeastern Iowa. So there's the very real chance that we are live for every day in a row for 2 weeks, 3 weeks straight. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm pretty concerned about tomorrow, but I think that a lot of people are ignoring these events that we're going to be seeing after tomorrow, and I think that some of them could be pretty significant. So anywhere out here in the central or eastern United States, you need to make sure that you do have multiple ways to receive alerts that are working, and you need to make sure that you do know where you're going to go in case that tornado warning or destructive severe thunderstorm warning gets issued. So anyway, after that Yap Fest, going back down to our current situation in Michigan here, you'll notice that we do still have that broad area of circulation west of Cedar Springs along Highway 46. Again, this is your little QLCS area of embedded rotation there. That's going to be just east of Kent City. We're waiting for the next velocity scan here. That should come out literally any second because the new reflectivity and CC scans have already come out. I will note on the correlation coefficient, you can note a little inflow notch, which is usually a sign of an intensifying rotation if it's visible on CC. And then reflectivity as well. We've even kind of got that little notch there poking out of the storm. So I'm going to guess that we do have some intensifying rotation here along Highway 46 near Cedar Springs. So if you are in this area, you do need to make sure that you are seeking shelter. I'm very sorry. Like, seriously, I'm very sorry. I'm embarrassed, and I don't know what you're talking about, Sam. Yeah, I'm genuinely not sure what you're referring to. You don't have to say it in chat if you don't want to, but just message me on Discord. Because I genuinely don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, so that new velocity scan there, as we predicted, is still noting that broad area of circulation just west of Cedar Springs along Highway 46. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued. That's going to be going out for parts of central Michigan. Again, this is going to be for the threat of Oh, that was a bad voice crack. It's going to be for the threat of damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour for big rapids in areas off to the east. So if you're in this area, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows. Again, still getting reports of damage today from our Wisconsin tornadoes. Again, some of the more significant damage includes potentially, again, I believe I saw a couple of photos of exterior walls ripped off of homes, a lot of roof damage, as you can imagine. Again, a lot of that lower end EF1 to EF2 range tornado damage. But yeah. So, again, I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Continuing to watch our broad areas of circulation here in our QLCS. Again, I really don't think that we're going to end up seeing anything that intense tonight. I wouldn't doubt, potentially, again, a brief supercell getting that area of rotation knocked up before the QLCS makes its way through. Again, at this point, the main tornado threat would come, in my opinion, from kind of southern Michigan back through northern Indiana. Those are my thoughts. Again, either way, significant damaging winds about to batter the southern half of the oven mid of Michigan, so you guys need to be prepared for that. We did have a couple of supercells down into sections of Illinois. We did get some reports of wind damage, and there was even a brief funnel cloud near the city of Decatur. But nothing confirmed there. But yeah. Yeah, the school year is coming to an end for a lot of people. Thank goodness.
Fastest school year ever. I'm gonna be a junior.
Exactly,
So,
bro. It's amazing.
I'm gonna be in high school, believe it or not.
yeah.
This little guy.
Vincent's gonna make it to high school.
I doubt it.
Um,
Chat, am I gonna make it to high school?
he's gonna get held back. No, I'm kidding. New reflectivity scan there again, still showing that little notch poking out of our QLCS, so likely still some broad rotation near the town of Cedar Springs. So again, if you are in this area, you do need to make sure that you are in your safe spot immediately. Again, your circulation is going to be located in Cedar Springs at this point on the west side of town. So if there is an ongoing tornado, that's where it would be. Again, nothing confirmed though. I would like to note, again, a couple scans ago, there was a notable inflow notch on the CC, so likely some tight rotation there. But again, there you go, your circulation right over the west side of Cedar Springs. Again, at this point, that's really the only area of circulation embedded in this QLCS, but tornado warning does still technically remain in effect for areas well off to the north. But yeah, I'm going to continue to watch some of these southwestern Michigan supercells here because I think that some of these have potential if they can stay out ahead of our QLCS for long enough, which is a big if, but we saw our last one do it and it prompted a tornado warning. So, again, it's entirely possible. We just have to wait and see, you know. Again, let me know where y'all are tuning in from because over the next week or so, we're going to be watching almost everywhere in the central or eastern United States. So, good chance that over the next few days, your town is in some sort of SBC risk for the next 6 days. Yeah, I will tell you, I personally, at least for freshman year so far, I enjoyed high school much more than middle school.
Oh yeah, high school by far is better than middle school.
Are we friends IRL or did we meet online? We met
We've met
online,
IRL.
but we have met IRL as well. Jeez, I can't speak.
Me, Mr. Storm, Davis, and Levi, we all met
Heck
IRL.
yeah, bro.
It was lit. It was
And
fun.
hey, Jesse's coming out. Jesse's going chasing again soon, so there's the potential for another
Next
meetup.
week, baby.
Do I think
Like
that
end
day
of next
Forest
week
will eventually have you
into
the
the week
marginal?
after.
Mr. Twister, I think you'd probably be in a marginal for wind. I actually think that's going to be a pretty good environment for land spouts. So see if you can get some cool captures out there near Denver. Seattle, Washington,
Yay.
Hot Springs, Arkansas, Douglas County, Colorado. We do have a couple of new severe thunderstorm warnings. One of them is going to be going out for Greenville, Michigan for damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour. And the other one going out for Cadillac, Michigan for damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. You'll note that this one does have the tornado possible tag associated with it. That's just in case any broad areas of circulation here do develop in our QLCS. But again, right now, nothing noticeable. North Central Arkansas seems like we're always under some kind of watcher warning. Yeah, and again,
It's like in a
tomorrow...
hot spot.
Tomorrow, we're going to be watching you, especially in kind of the late afternoon time hours. I think that things are going to be more intense, pretty well off to your east, but I wouldn't rule out a couple of strong tornadoes in northern Arkansas.
Dude, Arkansas has been like a hot spot this year.
I know. I mean, we had March 14th, we had April 2nd, we had the flooding, and so many other events that have just
So much more.
nailed Arkansas this year.
Indeed.
So again, prayers for Arkansas, man. I mean, it's awesome to see these communities recover so fast, but at the same time, you have to remember they can only recover if they've been hit. So devastating to see all the lives lost and just all the destruction down there over the past few months. But
100%.
Anyway. Again, I mean, our hotspot for tomorrow, again, in my opinion, looks to be kind of the Evansville, Indiana through Mayfield, Kentucky vicinity. But again, anywhere in that moderate risk of severe weather, you need to be hyper weather aware, even in the enhanced risk, as I wouldn't rule out a couple of tornadoes as far east as, eastern Kentucky. Again, our environment is just set up for such a widespread threat for severe weather. Again, we've got extreme instability values. I mean, whenever you get to those late May events, that's whenever things get really dangerous because Look at this. This is by lunchtime tomorrow. This is 2 p.m. We're going to be dealing with over 5,200 joules per kilogram of CAPE over a localized area in Missouri. But hitting those numbers at all is incredibly impressive. So you got the instability. Obviously, the other main thing that you're going to be looking out for is wind shear. Wind shear, believe me, we have plenty of that. Here's your bulk shear in the first 6 kilometers of the atmosphere. You'll note that it's getting anywhere from 50 up to 90 knots in areas where we have supercellular
That's
development.
insane.
Our SRH values were kind of struggling over the last few HRRR runs, but they have been gradually increasing for sure. These are your SRH values within the first 3 kilometers of the atmosphere, getting around 500 there in localized areas. So, we are stacked tomorrow. We're absolutely stacked, and we are primed for a significant severe weather threat. There's not a lot stopping our event. We've got a discrete storm mode, a lot of CAPE, a lot of wind shear, a lot of SRH. Good lapse rates as well. Going to support a nice juicy hail threat out here. So you need to be hyper weather aware. I know that it's going to be a busy day tomorrow for many, as again a lot of graduations are going to be happening. It's going to be a rush hour event as well. So
That's not good at all. Yeah, guys, stay weather aware. Have ways to get warnings. Definitely heed those warnings, as they could be life saving.
yeah, a lot of people have obviously out here in Arkansas and Southern Illinois, they get that mentality over time that, oh, I've been under a tornado warning 1,000 times, nothing ever happens. Whenever the time that it does happen, you're going to wish that you had taken shelter. Again, you don't lose anything by taking shelter for 30 minutes until the storm's passed, but if you don't take shelter, you could lose everything.
Hey, Davis, your stream's showing a random video, by the way. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, shoot. It's yeah. Freddie ended
I
a
don't
while
want
ago,
you
but I
to-
just kind of replayed some of his stuff. It's a high-risk Chris video. Okay. Well, we don't really have anything to pull up, so we'll go ahead and look at the sub count here. Load. But yeah, a very interesting setup for tomorrow. Potential for a high risk.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, guys. I've looked at tomorrow for literally 2 seconds.
Well, I have been looking at it for a few days, so
Put me on the spot earlier, David. I'm just kidding.
yeah, Jesse was he joined the call and he was shocked that we were talking about the potential for a high risk. He was like, "What? Why?"
I was shivering in my timbers, bro. Yeah, tomorrow looks so concerning, though. Very potent environment, so. Man, the lapse rates are super good, too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
lapse rates ranging
SRH.
between 7 and 8.
SRH is not great.
Well, SRH was, again, the one thing that's kind of been lacking here, but a couple of the past runs and models have been uptrending a bit.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
looking
Tomorrow.
at this.
Oof. Oh, okay. I haven't gone live in 2 weeks. That's insane.
I don't know why it's, pixelated like a satellite view, but...
Oh, I'm so excited to go chase.
Yeah, did Vincent leave, Jesse?
Yeah, he left 10 minutes ago, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I genuinely didn't even notice. I was probably yapping.
Yeah. Yeah, he left 10 minutes ago, I think.
Again, if not rotation, definitely still an elevated pocket of winds approaching Wyoming and Grand Rapids in southwest Michigan. So if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you are staying indoors and away from windows. But again, nothing super intense right now. No sort of tight rotation. Again, any supercells that develop are going to have a good lead wait time ahead of our line of storms. From the northern Indiana radar, we can see something here southeast of Lee developing. So, potentially something to watch there. There's some broad rotation just northwest of Kalamazoo, near Pine Grove. It's about to swallow up these mergers as well.
Pine Grove.
Yeah, there's not really a point in me trying to answer that, Mr. Twister, because that would just be a straight-up guess. But
June 16th to 30th.
yeah, again, our rotation kind of tightening up there near Pine Grove. So if you're in this area, make sure you are prepared to seek shelter if a tornado warning does get issued. I would also like to know our rotation tightening up a lot there. A couple areas of rotation near Wayland, Michigan, just south of Hudsonville. Oh, we actually have an ongoing tornado. We now have an ongoing tornado in Michigan, just southwest of Dorr. This is an unwarned tornado. If you were in this area, you need to run, not walk to your safe spot. This is a dangerous situation. A unwarned tornado ongoing near Dorr and Wayland in Michigan. You can see that debris signature that's picking up trees and pieces of people's homes pretty significantly there. So if you're in this area, again, you need to be in your safe spot. Again, ongoing tornado southwest of Dorr. Again, that is a definite tornado. So if you are in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Again, completely unwarned, but tornado ongoing without a doubt. They did just extend the severe thunderstorm warning for this area. Damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour.
Wow.
Again, our tornado is going to be approaching Dorr and areas near Grand Rapids very shortly. So again, if you're in this area, you need to be getting to your safe spot. Again, unwarned tornado on the ground. Again, if you're anywhere in this kind of general vicinity, I'd be seeking shelter. Again, for Dorr, Wayland, Middleville, definitely Caledonia and Gaines. Again, likely this is just a brief little QLCS tornado, but that's not a guarantee.
Yep.
So if you are out here, you need to be in your safe spot. Again, this tornado is heading for Dorr and surrounding areas. Again, this is an unwarned tornado.
All right, Davis, I got to go finish studying for finals, and I'll be back.
All right, sounds good. Talk to you
Good
later.
luck. Talk to you later.
So they did just go ahead and extend the tornado warning for Grand Rapids and surrounding areas. It's radar indicated, but again, we know for a fact that this is a ongoing tornado. But there you go, south side of Grand Rapids, as well as Irving and Wayland. You need to be seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, ongoing tornado. Oh my goodness, yeah, that just hit Dorr. So again, ongoing tornado near the town of Dorr, Michigan. If you are in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. If you're in a mobile home, you need to evacuate and find a more substantial shelter to seek. What am I saying? You need to find a more substantial shelter to get into. Again, this is an ongoing tornado here over Dorr at this point. This just hit Dorr head on. The Mayville tornado in Wisconsin hit my aunt. She's good, though. That is good to hear. Again, I'm sorry to hear that. That was easily our strongest tornado of the day, at least based off of damage that we've seen so far. But yeah, definitely a pretty nasty one out there. Again, I've seen some photos. Looks like some exterior walls damaged on homes. So some pretty significant stuff. Again, ongoing tornado near Dorr, Michigan. Again, previously unwarned, but this is a tornado on the ground here. Even though the warning is radar indicated, we know for a fact that that is a debris signature. Again, velocity couplet there. For anybody wondering what we're looking at, these are your winds in the lower levels of the atmosphere. We got winds going towards the radar as well as winds going away from the radar. So that's indicative of rotation, and then we can see that the correlation coefficient there matches up with that little drop. That is telling us that there's something in the atmosphere that shouldn't be there. It's not rain. So, again, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Again, this is right over Dorr right now. This just hit Dorr. This is going to be approaching Moline and Caledonia over the next several minutes, as well as areas on the south side of Grand Rapids. So you need to make sure that you are in your safe spot immediately if you are in this area. Again, this is at least a tornado that's been on the ground for a few minutes now, as we've had a couple scans in a row that confirm that debris signature. Again, this is approaching Gaines and surrounding areas. This is going to cross Highway 131 near Moline. If you know anybody out here in Michigan, you need to make sure that you are sending them this stream because, again, this was previously an unwarned tornado, but it is now tornado warned, but the warning is radar indicated. But this is on the ground. Again, this just hit Dorr. So the community of Dorr just got hit by a potentially significant tornado there. Again, pretty deep little debris signature. Yeah, it's going to be approaching Moline and Corinth over the next several minutes. Yeah, they may just not be seeing it again. They got a lot on their hands right now, so we kind of have to give them a break. I'd imagine the tornado warning's actually for this northern area of rotation south of Hudsonville. But again, ongoing tornado, no doubt about it. Waiting for the next radar scans here to show up. Let's see. Yeah, Scope doesn't have it either yet. But again, nasty little tornado there on the ground over Dorr, Michigan. It's going to be approaching Moline and surrounding areas near Gaines and Caledonia. So again, ongoing tornado over Dorr. Yeah, so new CC scan there showing still a debris signature. This tornado hit Moline. So again, if you guys know anybody out here on the south side of Grand Rapids, Michigan, you need to make sure that they know what's going on. Again, nasty little tornado there just hit the communities of Dorr and Moline. So if you're in this area, you need to be in your safe spot. Again, debris kind of spreading out there, but the valleys are also lighter. So there's a good chance that this is just debris fallout at this point, and the tornado's occluded. But either way, you need to remain in your safe spot. Again, nasty tornado there just hit the town of Dorr, Michigan. Again, completely unwarned at its strongest point. But again, definitely an ongoing tornado there. So we'll continue to watch that. Yep, ongoing tornado here over the town of Dorr. What's going on, Mary? Again, this just hit the town of Dorr. This is now moving through Moline. It's heading towards Gaines in areas southeast of Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is going to get dangerously close to the National Weather Service office in Grand Rapids. So if you're in this area, you need to be in your safe spot. Again, there's your tornado debris signature located over Moline. Good chance that this is occluding, but still on the ground. It is, Mr. Packer, definitely. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's sad to see something like this, especially whenever it remains unwarned, because that means that people don't know what's happening. But yeah. Thank you, Mr. Twister. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are remaining in your safe spot. Your tornado is going to be approaching Caledonia and Gaines over the next several minutes. Again, areas southeast of Grand Rapids, you need to be either underground or on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. It almost looks like we're seeing a low velocity couplet handoff here. So the tornado isn't necessarily, I guess those were actually, wow. So those were our two, oh my goodness, I just realized, guys, we just had twin tornadoes. I forgot that we had two debris signatures, or we had two velocity couplets. We had twin tornadoes. Wow. That is unbelievable. It looks like they both just occluded, but we did have twin tornadoes on the ground in Michigan. Wow. That kind of shocked me. I didn't even think about that. I figured there was a real chance that was just debris spreading. Wow. Okay. But again, I pray that everybody's doing okay out here. Again, pretty nasty situation. Oh, Levi just called the FaceTime group chat. Okay. So again, no longer an ongoing tornado here that we can confirm. But if you're in this area, you do need to remain in your safe spot. Again, this is just east of Corinth now, our enhanced pocket of velocities are. Again, this previously produced twin tornadoes here. We had 2 areas of rotation. Both of them had a confirmed debris signature on the correlation coefficient. So again, briefly, twin tornadoes near Dorr, Michigan. That's insane. So again, if you're just now tuning in, we are watching the threat for a couple of QLCS tornadoes in Michigan at night. We had a serious uptick in our rotation near Watson here. Wow. So that tightened up really quickly. This is not tornado warned either, but if you're in Watson or Martin, I'd be in your safe spot, or at least ready to be in your safe spot. Good chance that goes tornado warned, and there we go. Literally as I say that. So, new tornado warning just issued from Nashville over to Otsego. If you're in this area, make sure you are seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, our enhanced pocket of winds is now moving through downtown Grand Rapids, so probably starting to get pretty intense out there. Again, you need to make sure that you are in your safe spot if you are in any of these tornado warnings right now, because a lot of these areas of rotation have developed brief tornadoes that have been hard to spot on the radar unless you're really paying attention. So again, going to continue to watch this here as these areas of rotation develop. Okay. Davis, it's unwarned NWS. Nuh-uh. Yes, sir. But again, at this point, not really looking at any ongoing tornadoes. Most likely, again, it's not impossible. I'm really interested in what's ongoing here north of Plainwell. But if you're in any of these tornado warnings, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter, because there's a good chance that these do develop broad areas of circulation that do briefly produce tornadoes again. Again, waiting for the next radar update here from the Grand Rapids radar. There we go. Velocities are going to be another minute or two. Oh my goodness. Large tornado ongoing. Whoa. We now have a huge tornado ongoing north of Plainwell, Michigan. If you are in this area, you need to run, not walk, to your safe spot. This is a deadly situation. This went from 0 to 100 real fast. This just hit the town of Martin. This is a serious situation. If you are in this area, you've got to run, not walk, to your safe spot. We have a strong and potentially a life-threatening tornado impacting the town of Martin, and it's going to be approaching Orangeville and areas north of Prairieville. So if you are in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is a strong and potentially a very intense tornado ongoing near Martin. So again, if you are in this area, take cover now. If you know anybody in this area, send them this stream. Give me just a second here. I'm going to update the stream title and everything. Okay, again, this is a significant tornado ongoing with a large debris signature. Wow. And even on reflectivity, you can see the debris. So again, this is potentially a destructive tornado ongoing. Whatever this just hit, it was huge. That was a huge tornado. Again, that was very destructive, and it's still likely ongoing here. Again, if you are in this area in Orangeville or Prairieville, as well as Hastings, you've got to run, not walk, to your safe spot. Thank you, Mary, for the $2 donation. Get some W. Marys in the chat. Praying for the all the people impacted, certainly. I mean, it's I believe that everything happens for a reason and that it's going to go to God's plan. But again, large tornado ongoing here over Martin. This thing is significant. Again, if you are in this area, you've got to run, not walk, to your safe spot. This is a devastating situation. But again, thank you, Mary, for the $2 donation. Oh my goodness. Again, significant tornado just impacted the town there. Okay. Wow. So again, we've got to pray that everybody took that warning seriously. My goodness, dude. Yeah, this is, again, likely debris fallout, but either way, very, very heavy debris in the atmosphere. So if you're in Orangeville, you've got to be underground or in your safe spot, wherever that is. Again, the debris is kind of spreading out there, which is usually the sign of an occlusion. But also, that means that that is all over the sky. So, you've really, really got to watch this. Again, you can see the debris there on reflectivity, at least somewhat. Again, you definitely could last again. It was very concentrated. They finally pushed this to observed. Again, I'm kind of surprised that this did not go PDS. I guess possibly because it is somewhat occluding. It actually looks like we're seeing a velocity couplet handoff here to the north. You'll notice this area of velocity is intensifying further north of Orangeville, so this tornado, even if it's occluding, which it may not be, but even if it is, there's a good chance that we do see another one get produced here north of Orangeville. So, again, anywhere in this town, or anywhere in this tornado warning polygon, rather, you need to be in your safe spot. I don't know why I said in this town. Again, large tornado just occurred near the town of Martin, east of Watson, in Michigan. Again, I mean, that thing was destructive. Whatever it hit, it destroyed. Because that was a very deep debris signature. Again, the reflectivity presentation had the debris. I mean, that thing was huge. And again, it went from 0 to 100 like that. I mean, it just happened so fast. I can't... Yeah, I mean, there was debris. Oh my gosh. Debris was notable on the northern Indiana radar. Again, this thing was huge. Very damaging tornado. Very damaging. Let's actually see here how high up in the atmosphere that means that debris was. Let's see. What have we got? I'm trying to figure out exactly where this is. Give me just a second here. So our debris was measured. Oh, come on. Up to 7,500 feet into the atmosphere. All right, see you, Mary. Again, thank you so much for the $2 donation. And again, it's still a pretty noticeable debris signature there, so there's a good chance that this was 9,000 feet up in the atmosphere. Again, I'm making sure that everybody out here knows about this. I encourage you guys to do the same. Please share this on social media if you know anybody out here, guys. Again, significant tornado. Just impacted the west side of Orangeville and the town of Martin. Again, still a lot of debris fallout there. So even if this isn't an ongoing tornado, you need to remain in your safe spot if you are included in this warning. Again, I'm almost certain that this is a velocity couplet handoff that we're seeing here. Whoa! Elaine with the Slight Risk membership continuation for the 4th month now. W. Elaine's in the chat. Thank you so much. Do I have a PayPal link? I do. It is in the pinned chat message. But again, you do not have to donate. That is incredible. Thank you so much, Elaine, for the $5 equivalent donation. Again, the continued membership. That is incredible. Again, members get access to exclusive videos. They also get access, early access to certain videos, trailers to whatnot, and more. So if you do want to become a member, make sure to do so by clicking the button next to the chat box. But W. Elaine for the continued Slight Risk membership. Thank you so much. Anyway. Again, continue to watch this area of rotation move over Orangeville. Still potentially an ongoing tornado here, in my opinion. This is likely occluded, and this is just a brief fallout. But, again, you need to remain in your safe spot either way, because the debris fallout is a dangerous part of the tornado anyway. A lot of people think you get sucked up into the fun. That's not what happens at all. It's debris that whoa. We have another strong area of circulation developing near Caledonia, and that is an ongoing tornado. Wow. Okay. This is another ongoing strong tornado. East of Caledonia. This is a dangerous situation. Again, strong tornado ongoing. Give me just a second here. Again, trying to share this out on Twitter. Okay. So again, significant tornado ongoing south of Caledonia. In Michigan. If you're in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot, underground or in a storm shelter. Again, likely a strong tornado ongoing approaching Lowell, Charter Township, and Clarksville. If you're in this area, you need to seek shelter now. A significant tornado ongoing. Again, without a doubt, those velocities are nasty. Again, we are just saying spin up after spin up here. Yep, so the new CC scan showing a much less concentrated debris signature, so the possibility of that occluding is quite high, or that it already has occluded. But, again, another tornado ongoing there near Caledonia. I mean, this is a full-on mini Michigan outbreak. So again, if you know anybody out here in southern Michigan, make sure to send them this stream because we're going to be live here for as long as necessary covering this. And as we predicted, the velocity couplet handoff has fully occurred now north of Orangeville. So good chance that we do see another tornado develop near Hastings. So if you're in this tornado warning, you need to make sure that you are remaining in your safe spot. Again, new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for parts of southwest Michigan for Three Rivers. It's for quarter-sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Another new severe thunderstorm warning issued for parts of the Oven Mitt. Damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. It's an extension for a QLCS. But again, significant tornado there just occurred again east of Caledonia. And we're watching our rotation northeast of Orangeville as it tries to recycle another tornado here, potentially. Again, still a couple broad areas of circulation here closer to Kalamazoo. Nothing super tight or intense at the moment. But, again, big-time tornado touchdown there east of Caledonia once again. Again, we're going to hope that this stops soon, but again, the environment out here is very prime for a QLCS tornado setup with that high instability. For anybody that doesn't know what a QLCS is, because I throw that term out a lot, I don't think I've ever really explained it. It stands for Quasi-Linear Convective System. Basically, to put it in layman's terms, it's a line of storms. That's what it is. It's a little more complicated than that, but to put it simply, it's a line of storms. So... again, this is a live look from Kalamazoo. Winds battering the camera there. See you, Mr. Twister. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, again, I mean, I pray that everything out here goes okay with recovery and stuff, because, again, we just had a couple of significant tornadoes there, to say the least. Again, debris measured about 8,000 to 9,000 feet up in the atmosphere with our Martin tornado. So pretty significant. Wondering what's going on here near Kalamazoo now. Do we have another ongoing tornado, maybe? I think we did. Yeah, it looks to be a debris signature here. I don't think that's contamination. Yeah, that's an ongoing tornado still. Wow. Yeah, you can see it from the Fort Wayne radar. We have another ongoing tornado. Oh my goodness. We have another tornado ongoing southeast of Kalamazoo, Michigan. If you are in this area, you need to run, not walk, to your safe spot. This is approaching Galesburg and surrounding areas. Oh my goodness. Again, this is potentially a significant tornado. If this camera is facing east-southeast and it's not entirely rain-wrapped, we could see something here. I'm wondering what that is on the right-hand side of the screen. I don't think that's the tornado, but yeah, you can't see anything. I think I'm just tripping. Again, this is definitely an ongoing tornado, though, near Portage. Again, large tornadic debris signature there. My goodness, yeah, this hit Kalamazoo downtown. And the Orangeville tornado is back on the ground as well. And our rotation near Caledonia is starting to recycle and become more impressive again. So again, if you're just now tuning in, we're watching a full-blown tornado outbreak at this point across portions of Michigan. At least 5 or 6 tornadoes have already occurred here within the past 30 minutes. Wow. I'm just taking photos of all these for Twitter. I mean, this is insane. Again, this is a significant tornado outbreak here in Michigan now, unfortunately. Again, we just keep seeing all these brief QLCS spin-ups, but they don't have to be on the ground long to be deadly in this kind of environment. The fact that we can see that level of velocity couplet with this poor quality radar data out here is very concerning. Very concerning. Again, this is horrible. So again, a couple of ongoing tornadoes here. One of them near Podunk, Michigan. The other one being located just west of Climax. This just hit downtown Kalamazoo, guys. Again, a confirmed large tornado just hit the south side of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Brand new tornado warning. That's going to be an extension for our broad rotation approaching Portland along I-96. If you're in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. I take back the broad rotation statement. This is our rotation near Caledonia. Again, it's getting hard to keep up with all these at this point, guys. It really is. That is likely an ongoing tornado there still. I don't think that one ever fully occluded. I mean, it's probably just debris fallout, but again, either way, you need to be in your safe spot. But again, large tornado ongoing near Kalamazoo. Wow. So again, significant tornado outbreak ongoing in southwest Michigan. Significant. Again, a potentially strong tornado just hit the south side of Kalamazoo. It looks like that's occluded, but you need to remain in your safe spot as that could spin up another tornado. Oh my gosh. We have 2 ongoing tornadoes near Hastings. Again, I can't believe this. If you're out here south, east of Grand Rapids, you need to be seeking shelter. My goodness. Again, 2 ongoing tornadoes east of Orangeville, Michigan. If you are in this area, you need to run, not walk, to your safe spot. This is approaching Hastings and Assyria. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. Oh my goodness. If there's not an ongoing tornado here, there are some extreme wind gusts near Elmdale, Michigan. Keep in mind, this is at the surface level. We are measuring an extreme pocket of winds here. So if you're in this area, you need to be in your safe spot. Again, you're under a tornado warning, but destructive winds are also occurring. The next SPC outlook for tomorrow will be at 1 a.m. Central, where, again, the potential for a high-risk upgrade, it very much exists. I almost want to do a late-night forecast after tonight's stream. Again, this is a very significant tornado outbreak that we have ongoing here. So we need to hope and pray that everybody out here is able to recover from this, because unfortunately this has already happened. I mean, we've had at least half a dozen tornadoes touch down within the past 30 minutes. I mean, this went from 0 to 100 real fast, guys. Real fast. Again, a very intense pocket of winds approaching Clarksville, if not a developing tornado. Oh my gosh! Again, this is awful. This is devastating. Again, it's not necessarily that any of these tornadoes have been super intense, but it's just so widespread and in such a populated area. I mean, Kalamazoo got just hit very hard. That's the only real way to say it there, with being totally honest with you guys. I mean, we've got a spotter out there right now likely surveying damage. They did just extend that tornado warning, by the way, so if you're in Battle Creek, Marshall, or Albion, you need to be seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Continuing to watch areas in and around Hastings, Michigan, as a couple more broad areas of circulation appear evident, and again, likely ongoing tornadoes there based off of tornadic debris signatures. Again, awful, awful stuff. Again, a lot of these have been unwarned or radar indicated when they're on the ground. We did get a recorded gust of 61 miles an hour southeast of Grand Rapids. That is with our area of enhanced winds that we're talking about, but it's gotten even more impressive since then. Actually, it's not the same exact area, but it was kind of a windbag handoff. Again, some sort of microburst activity at the very least occurring here over Elmdale and Saranac in Michigan. So if you're out here, you need to be in your safe spot now. Again, this is a devastating tornado outbreak, just because of how unexpected it was. And we have another ongoing tornado here. Our southern storm is reproduced, it looks like. Oh my goodness, we do. Another ongoing tornado east of Galesburg. This is our Battle Creek storm. Seek shelter now. This supercell has recycled another tornado. This is an ongoing tornado approaching Battle Creek south of Augusta. I mean, we don't have but 5 seconds to stop covering one tornado and start talking about another one. But, again, ongoing tornado near Battle Creek. Again, this is awful. This is horrible. Again, this is a large tornado ongoing east of Galesburg. Significant one, to say the least. Dude, again, our enhanced pocket of velocities is really concerning me. Keep in mind, these winds are not elevated. This is at the surface, because we are right next to the radar, and we are measuring 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So if you are in Saranac, you need to be underground or in a storm shelter. You can't be in a mobile home. I mean, this is a very intense tornado outbreak for Michigan standards here. Again, this cell looks like the tornado with it occluded, and then it touched back down here again. So again, ongoing tornado north of I-94 near Battle Creek. If you know anybody in this area, make sure that they are getting to their safe spot. Again, this is horrible. Again, large tornado ongoing east of Galesburg. And, again, our tornadoes near Hastings have likely occluded. Again, waiting for this next radar scan here. So the new correlation coefficient scan has yet to come in on the Battle Creek storm. Okay, there it is. Again, we're going to hope that that's debris fallout, but we don't know that. So if you were in Battle Creek or northwest of Marshall, or if you're in Marshall, you need to be underground in a storm shelter or on the lowest floor of a sturdy building and away from windows in an interior room. Again, this is a significant tornado outbreak here, guys. This is no longer a joke. Again, I'm very concerned for what we're going to see out of Kalamazoo, and I'm extremely concerned for what we're going to see out of Martin. New severe thunderstorm warning for Charlotte and areas west of Lansing. If you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors. Damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour possibility. And again, these little embedded areas of rotation in our QLCS have produced several tornadoes. Yeah, those velocities are getting even more impressive. This is still an ongoing tornado. Approaching downtown Battle Creek. If you are in Battle Creek, you have seconds. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that because this is a large tornado incoming now. Same thing with Springfield. Same thing with Brownlee Park. Areas down the line. Marshall, be ready. Be in your safe spot. Penfield, be in your safe spot. Walnut Point, be in your safe spot. This tornado is heading your way, and it's not showing any signs of stopping. Not any. So please, take this seriously and take cover now. This is a significant tornado ongoing. Again, this is going to be entering Battle Creek as we speak. This is horrible. This is awful. Again, north of I-94 is where your tornado is going to be located. Large debris signature. Yeah, I mean, this is awful. Hello?
Davis?
Jesse?
Yeah. I saw the group chat going crazy.
Yeah, so we currently have a strong tornado ongoing in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Oh, no.
We have had a full-scale tornado outbreak here over the past 30 minutes. We've had at least 7 or 8 tornadoes touch down in western Michigan.
Uh-oh. That is... Wow, this is... That tornado is heading for a very populated area. You guys in Battle Creek, you guys don't have much time before this goes probably through the center of Battle Creek, so make sure you're in your safe spots.
Yeah, and again, this is going to be approaching I-69. I-69 near Olivet. You need to be in your safe spot.
Yeah, that's like pretty concerning velocity coupling and CC drop with that storm, so we do got a tornado on the ground heading right for you guys in Battle Creek.
Also, if you look back on the CC, Jesse, this also produced a strong tornado in Kalamazoo.
Alright, let me Kalamazoo, okay. 30 frames. Let me go back. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a big tornado that went just to the south of Kalamazoo. Very populated area, unfortunately. Uh-oh. I hope you guys are taking shelter. Definitely sending prayers for you guys. This is just very unfortunate. Wow.
Waiting for our next radar updates here, guys. Not a lot we can do until then. Okay, they just came in on radar scope. Okay, debris signature looking a little bit smaller. So hopefully that's a sign of this thing occluding, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything because we are quite far from radar here, guys. So again, you need to remain in your safe spot. This is moving very slowly at this point through Battle Creek on the south side of town near Waddles Park, and this is going to be approaching the intersection of I-69 and I-94 over the next 10 to 15 minutes. So seek shelter now. Again, this is a significant tornado ongoing. Watching from Cadillac, praying for safety for all. Let's check out where that's at. Yeah, so you're in that severe thunderstorm warning there. You're kind of going through the worst of it right now. You're going to get those extreme damaging wind gusts and a lot of that heavy rain here over the next 30 minutes or so, but no sort of tornado threat that far north. Instability is nowhere near high enough. But you do need to be looking out for some damaging wind gusts. But again, this is awful. Again, this is a significant tornado moving through. Yeah, I mean, that is in downtown Battle Creek. Wow.
Wow. Luckily, it could be showing signs of occluding still. Let's hope that is happening, but there's a good chance
shoot,
it's not.
Jesse, it's not occluding. Look to the north. Velocity couplet handoff happening. Look just north of there.
Oh, wow, you're right. Wow. Hopefully that literally just jumped over the town. A good chance that could have just jumped over Battle Creek.
It's possible. But
It might
again,
not. It might still be on the ground though. So
now we're
it
a little
probably
bit
is still
more
on the
concerned
ground.
for areas to the north. So Assyria, Bellevue, Penfield, you guys need to be underground in a storm shelter or on the lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows. By the way, this is not an ongoing tornado this far north, but our pocket of velocities is now measuring damaging winds between 95 and 100 miles per hour just 1,000 feet into the atmosphere east of Grand Rapids. So, again, extreme wind bag ongoing there. My goodness, dude. This tornado warning's finally been updated to observe. I don't know what good it does to update it at this point, but I mean, I understand why they updated it. Obviously, that was a bad thing to say, but again, I just wish that some of these were coming in a little bit earlier. Again, obviously, they've got a ton on their hands, though, right now, so... again, this is moving through Battle Creek. This tornado hit Kalamazoo. It either occluded or just had a weaker phase, and then it hit Battle Creek. Webcam at the zoo just went down. Okay. Yeah, this is awful, guys. Again, waiting for our next radar scans. The new CC scan just came in. Oh my gosh, we have another ongoing tornado. I was actually watching this, but I wasn't certain on anything. We have a debris signature over Assyria, Michigan. This was even more intense last scan. It was more widespread, but this is definitely a debris signature. We'll wait for the velocities just to 100%, but likely another tornado near Assyria. Whoa! Just to take a break from this for a second,
Wow.
Elaine with the 5 gifted
W.
memberships. W. Elaine in the
Wow.
chat. Oh my goodness! So congrats
Massive shout out to Elaine.
Congrats to Freedom, Angela, Peppermint, Mark, and Kitten Lover. Again, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, Elaine. Let's get some W. Elaines rolling in the chat. My goodness. Elaine's another one of the goats in the WX community. So throw some love for Elaine in the chat. Again, always nice to see a light note there during these hard times. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the
Apparently
velocities...
a lot, Mr. Storm.
The velocities over Penfield just... Oh my gosh. Yeah, we have twin tornadoes ongoing here.
Wow, how much times have we had twins on the ground today?
A few. Again, we actually have 3 debris signatures technically, but only 2 of these are on the ground.
Yeah.
The central one and the northern one.
Wow, that's a very concerning velocity couplet. Probably the strongest one I've seen today. I don't know if this is the strongest one we've seen today in general.
I'd say it
because
is.
I haven't been active, but wow.
I mean, if you guys are out here, you've got to be seeking shelter immediately.
Just
again,
to the north of Penfield. Penfield.
Just
towards
one more
Bellevue.
time, though. Thank you so much, Elaine. We'll talk about it more later, but again, we've kind of got a serious situation ongoing here. Again, our pocket of winds to the north, likely still 80 to 90 miles an hour at the surface here, near Portland. But at this point, we've got to watch our tornadoes. Again, at the very least, we have a tornado ongoing near Penfield. Very light debris signature, but very strong velocity couplet. Again, like if something like this was going through Battle Creek downtown, like we would have a very large debris signature most likely.
Yeah.
But again, Bellevue and all of it, you need to be in your safe spot. I know you're not technically under a tornado warning. You will be shortly. Very shortly. What's up, Vincent?
Oh, I just recorded a forecast. What did I miss?
You missed a full-blown tornado outbreak.
I missed it too, Mr. Storm. I missed it too. I just joined.
How many tornadoes do we have?
At least
that one
at least 8 or 9.
Oh my gosh, were any of them strong?
Yes, a couple have been, and again, we do have a couple of ongoing tornadoes right now. A pretty significant one over Penfield.
This is just south of Battle Creek, Michigan here. Again, this is an observed tornado with strengthening velocities and a visible debris signature there. This is south of Interstate 94. If you're in this area, make sure you're getting in your safe spot. Or actually, no, I was looking at the wrong. Wait,
real.
was I looking at contamination or is that an actual tornado?
Well, a lot of these are
Wow.
very, very light debris signatures because we're so far away from the radar. But
Oh yeah, that was
again, the
oh
only ongoing tornado that we definitely have is the one over Penfield. Again, there have been a couple that have kind of occluded over the past few minutes. There may be some debris fallout, but the only tornado that we can say with any confidence that's ongoing is going to be the one that's just now northeast of Penfield. Again, still showing a debris signature. So Bellevue and all of it, I plead that you get to your safe spot. I know you're not under a tornado warning, but this is heading your way within the next 5 minutes. If this hasn't occluded, this is going to be in Bellevue, so you've got to go now. Again, you got to get out of your mobile home if you're in one, obviously. You got to get on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, this is an ongoing tornado here. Impressive velocities in between Bellevue and Penfield in southwest Michigan.
all right. Velocities laid off a tiny bit, but still take this very very seriously if you're near Penfield, uh, Michigan.
So again, here where your velocities higher up in the atmosphere, you'll notice that they're really not that much impressive as they were lower down. Again, that happens quite a bit with our stronger tornadoes. So unfortunately, likely a significant tornado that just hit the Penfield area. Again, this is moving towards Bellevue and Olivet. You got to seek shelter now if you're out here, guys.
Yeah, this is a very very dangerous situation here.
Whoa, Richard with the $10 donation. So hold on, we'll get to that in a second,
Wow.
Richard. But new tornado warning just issued for Grand Ledge, Eaton Rapids, Charlotte, Calamo, and all of it. If you're in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. As we said, tornado heading your way. But thank you so much, Richard, for the $10 donation. I'm glad you enjoyed the content. Again, W. Richard in the chat. Again, we'll get back to that here, guys, in just a little bit. We'll go and update the donation board. But I really do appreciate that, Richard. You did not have to do that, but that is amazing.
Yeah, W. Richards in the
Anyway, let me go ahead and update the dono board. Whoa, 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 what did I miss? What did I miss? Elaine with the
Oh.
$30 donation through PayPal.
Wow.
W. Elaine's in the
W.
chat.
Elaine.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
Again, we will, dude. Elaine is goated. Everybody that donates is goated. It's obviously greatly appreciated. It's not required in any way, but seriously, Elaine, thank you so much for that $30 PayPal donation, and humble about it.
Elaine and Richard.
So thank you, Richard, as well, and again, thank you to everybody else that's donated tonight. We've had a very generous stream chat tonight, and I can't thank you guys enough for it. So, again, much love. Again, I am very glad that God has given us this amazing opportunity to help people out, and potentially, again, hopefully, maybe one day this can be a full-time job. Again, it's kind of a long shot, but I think it's more realistic and closer to happening than it ever has been. But again, I appreciate all the donations and everything, and again, huge shout-out especially to Elaine for the $35 total.
yeah, big time. Thanks.
So anyway, we'll get back here to the coverage in just a moment because we still do have an ongoing tornado here. All right. Again, the reason we're just kind of sitting here is we genuinely don't know what's going on until we get that next radar scan. That literally just came in. So still a debris signature southwest of Olivet, Michigan. This is still an ongoing tornado. You need to be in your safe spot if you were in this area.
Yeah, I mean, this is a damaging tornado.
Again, this is going to be approaching Olivet. Again, we're going to continue to watch these areas to the north as they've had multiple tornadoes associated with those broad areas of circulation. But again, this is a long tracking tornado, guys. By the way, also worth noting, the tornado went over, or tornado earlier in Battle Creek, it went over a little gust recording at the Battle Creek Airport. The airport measurements got kicked out. It got knocked out. But before it did, it measured a 76-mile-an-hour gust. So again, likely that the Battle Creek Airport took a direct hit from this tornado.
That's really not good.
Good at all.
So again, hopefully they had everybody sheltered there, because obviously that's going to be an area that has a whole lot of people going out for, summer break, going on vacation, whatever. Right? Any time of year, obviously your airport's going to be one of your more, your buildings that have more people in them. So we gotta hope that everybody is taking that seriously. Again, unfortunately, out here in Michigan, they experience this, even though Michigan doesn't see it nearly as much as some other states, they experience it enough to where they think they don't have to take shelter anymore. It's absolutely not the case. Area of circulation of the north near Chester are getting much more intense. I wouldn't be shocked to see a CC drop on the next scan here. Again, this is awful, guys. We have seen close to a dozen tornadoes within the past hour.
It's just insane.
New severe thunderstorm warning just issued. That's going to be going out for the central portion of the oven mitt for damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. But again, still an ongoing tornado over I-69.
And if you're in any of these areas, make sure you're getting indoors in the lowest level of an interior room.
Yeah, I mean, this is a significant tornado outbreak at this point. I love how,
Yeah,
like an hour ago, we were just joking around, oh, this is going to produce, and then we've had, honestly, I think this is the most tornadoes we've had in one day since May started.
wow.
I can't think of anything else. Again, unfortunately, the Battle Creek Airport likely took a direct hit from this strong tornado.
So
Never what you want to see. Yeah, again, prayers
thoughts
for
and
everybody out here. Hope recovery goes well and everything. That's
we're
awful.
praying that everyone, took the warning. Because you hate to see this happen.
Yeah.
But again, we're just kind of hoping for the best here. Because again, this is looking to be a pretty significant tornado outbreak, unfortunately.
Again, we were worried about discrete supercells bringing the strong tornado threat for tonight. That absolutely was not the case.
Yeah, this was.
And again, the unfortunate thing is these tornadoes touch down and collude so quickly, the National Weather Service just doesn't have time to warn all of them. Again, I genuinely think we've called out we haven't called them out beforehand, but we've seen every single one, which is good. But again, obviously it's very hard for the National Weather Service to issue a warning that fast. And again, these tornadoes, even if they are strong, it's for, 5 seconds. They're nearly impossible to warn. Anyway, still a debris signature southeast of Olivet. Again, you may be thinking, Davis, that is like the lousiest debris signature I've ever seen. You got to keep in mind, we are looking 5,000 to 10,000 feet up in the atmosphere here because the radar is 45 miles away from where this is actually happening. Also, we don't see a debris signature with our northern area of circulation east of Chester, but I would be hard-pressed to believe that that's not actively producing something. Again, it's in a rural area. It's far away from radar. There's a good chance that there's just not a debris signature with this. But if you're in Charlotte or Potterville, you need to be in your safe spot because both of these areas of circulation right now are very intense. Thank you, Magnet. Again, I appreciate all the support tonight, guys. Again, it feels good to be back here again streaming, if only it wasn't for such a nasty reason.
Yeah.
But again, unfortunately, there is still likely an ongoing tornado over all of it, and most likely a new tornado near Charlotte. Again, yes. I genuinely think that within the past hour we've had a dozen tornadoes.
It's literally insane. I left the call, thinking like, all right, can definitely see a couple more tornadoes. Get back, and we've had like 10 tornadoes in just like 30 minutes.
I mean, as soon as you left, like everything kicked off.
I'm literally cursed.
That's okay. I love too.
Yeah, it's also worth noting again our wind measurement tool in ASOS in Kalamazoo measured a 66 mile an hour gust from this tornado. So whatever that ASOS is at, it almost looks to be an airport based off of the structures around here. It measured a significant wind gust there. So there is a legitimate chance that this tornado hit both the Kalamazoo and the Battle Creek airports. Again, I don't know if the Kalamazoo one is an airport, but the Battle Creek one definitely is. And that's awful. Again, these things are just ravaging southern Michigan tonight. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued. That's going to be going out for portions of the central oven mitt. Again, we're not going to have time to call out all these little severe thunderstorm warnings whenever we've got these significant tornadoes ongoing, unfortunately. But just know, if you're under a severe thunderstorm warning, make sure you're taking the proper precautions. My gosh, dude, we just got our new CC scan over on Radar Scope. We have another tornado ongoing. This is a new one, northeast of Marshall. We have another ongoing tornado. Again, seek shelter if you're in this area. Northeast of Marshall, Michigan. Another CC drop has become evident. This is awful. Again, another brand new ongoing tornado here. Northeast of Marshall, Michigan. Hearing oh, that was a bad voice crack. Hearing sirens in Charlotte, Michigan via a rail webcam. Charlotte's. Yeah, again, Charlotte is in our northern tornado warning here. Again, there's a chance that these, again, at least the one tornado is included. We don't know about the northern one. The circulation is just still so tight up there. But again, the only thing that we can 100% confirm is that we have an ongoing tornado northeast of Marshall. This is going to be moving towards Marengo and Rice Creek as well as Albion. So if you're in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is horrible. Again, this is one of the largest. Not necessarily any of these tornadoes have been like super violent, but there have been so many. It has been one after another after another. What's up, Mr. Twister? I mean, just looking back, you can see all the debris signatures. And we're not done. Again, another tornado ongoing northeast of Marshall. It's just crossed I-94. New severe thunderstorm warning for Union City. Again, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Again, this is moving east-northeast. This just crossed I-94. This is approaching Rice Creek and Albion Landing in Michigan. If you're in this area, you need to be on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows, and in an interior room. And our area rotation near Potterville, I just don't believe that isn't producing a tornado, and that's heading for Lansing. So if you are in Lansing, you need to be ready to seek shelter if that tornado warning gets issued. I just don't believe that that's not producing a tornado. How many tornadoes are there right now? Technically, the only one that we can confirm is the one northeast of Marshall. But it's very likely that we have a tornado ongoing near Potterville. And, again, we still have some debris fallout at the very least near Brookfield. So, this is insane. New CC scan. And there we freaking go. Again, we've been talking about this for a few minutes now. That tornado near Potterville now has a debris signature. And based off of those velocities, this could be a strong tornado.
Wow.
So if
That's
you are
really good.
If you are in this area, you need to run, not walk to your safe spot. This is approaching downtown Lansing now.
That's not good at all. Wow. Again, strong tornado possible on the ground here, approaching Lansing, Michigan.
Getting a picture for Twitter here.
Something you don't want to see, but again, that CC drop, fortunately, may get much bigger there as it enters a more populated area.
Again, ongoing tornado approaching Potterville in Lansing, Michigan. My goodness, those velocities are unbelievable. Again, this is a significant tornado ongoing, and this is going to go right into downtown Lansing if something doesn't happen fast to stop this.
This is not good at all. Oh my God.
Again, confirmed tornado approaching Lansing.
If you are in Lansing, Michigan right now, you need to get to shelter immediately. Again, this is a incredibly dangerous situation.
And I know Lansing isn't technically under a tornado warning. You will be within the next 10 minutes. But we're giving you the heads up here first because you got to go, especially if you were on the west side of Lansing now. You got to go.
Gonna get in the shelter. Yeah, gotta go right now.
Again, this is right at the intersection of I-69 and I-96. If you know where that's at and you live anywhere near there, go. This is going to go near Greencroft Park and K North. Again, I mean, this is one of the more significant upper Midwest tornado outbreaks we've seen in a while. Again, this is a potentially strong tornado approaching downtown Lansing, Michigan, the largest city in the entire state outside of Detroit. So, again, we got to hope and pray that people are ready for this, because this is coming in now. And we did just get a brand new tornado warning. That's going to be going out for... Where is that? I think it's doing its little disappearing trick. I'd imagine that that's for Lansing. Let me actually check Twitter here, see if we can find this real quick. It's not. This is for Ithaca and Alma. If you're in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows and an interior room. Broad rotation to the west of St. John's, but again, we've seen so many of these brief spin-up tornadoes today that we can't take any chances.
The CC might miss the heart of the city, but it's too close to tell. So, I mean, either way, just if you're anywhere near Lansing, get to shelter.
Yeah, again, the entire metro area of Lansing needs to be either in a storm shelter or in their safe spot. Again, impressive tornado north of Des Moines Dale. And as that debris signature gets larger, I'd imagine this tornado is getting quite a bit stronger.
Yeah, those things are evident there.
Again, people are probably thinking, Davis, that is not an impressive debris signature. You have to remember, we are... Hold on. Before I say that, I think we have another tornado ongoing again. Potentially. Or no, that's just our debris fallout there from our Marshall tornado. But before you, say and write that off as not as impressive of a debris signature, we are, again, 50 miles away from the radar site in a rural area, and it is still throwing that much debris that high up. Again, the next velocity scan here is going to likely be pretty concerning for downtown Lansing. Again, Lansing needs to run, not walk to shelter. Lansing downtown area, you've got 5 to 10 minutes.
This is now into the southwest. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So again, tornado ongoing on the west side of Lansing, and they finally issued the tornado warning for Lansing. Radar indicated this is on the ground. This is not radar indicated. Williamston and Lansing, Michigan. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Again, if you look at this from the Detroit radar, the velocities are very impressive. Again, obviously very high up in the atmosphere here, but you need to be in your safe spot if you are in downtown Lansing. This is a dangerous situation. Grand Rapids is large. Okay, I didn't know that. Sorry. Either way, Lansing is a very large population center in Michigan. This brand new tornado warning, just as an example here, this new tornado warning that includes Lansing has over 300,000 people included in it. So,
again, tornado likely in progress just about, let's see here, 3 miles to the northeast of Potterville, Michigan, going right for the west side of Lansing. So if you're in this area, make sure to take cover immediately.
Yeah, again, it's going to be at the intersection of I-69 and I-96. So, again, if you're anywhere near there, you need to be in your safe spot. Again, this is going to be moving into the downtown section within the next 5 minutes. Again, the west side of Lansing, this is here. So if you're tuning in somehow from West Lansing and you're not already in your safe spot, you got to go. Again, this has been an unbelievable outbreak, guys. Yeah, the actual tornado warning, though, is 300,000 people. That debris signature getting even larger now as this moves through the west side of Lansing. So it is now official. This tornado has hit Lansing, Michigan. This destructive
Yeah.
tornado is in Lansing now. Again, this is awful, guys. If you're just now tuning in, a strong tornado now in downtown Lansing, Michigan, pretty much. This is going to be right over the South Crates Road area, over Lansing Road. This is about to cross I-496. This is awful. I mean, that's a quote that we've said about 1,000 times today, but it doesn't get any less true as we continue to see these tornadoes get stronger and more widespread.
Yeah. Yeah, this is don't want to see. Just gotta pray for the folks here of Michigan, especially Lansing here, as we go through this tough time.
Again, looks like our rotation is getting a little less impressive. It's not really getting any weaker, it's just getting more broad. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
It just crossed over the intersection of I-96 and 69. But this is right now going on Lansing Road, which again goes into town here.
Yeah, so, this is again going to be on the north side of town over the next minute, and then we have to be concerned about areas to the north.
This next CC scan will really give us an idea of how strong exactly this is. But again, it's also pretty hard to tell because, like David said, this is pretty far away from the radar site. So it's just impressive that this thing is, picking up debris, even back down towards Charlotte and Potterville. I mean, that's a rural area, so that's why we are pretty confident this is likely a strong tornado.
Again, DeWitt, I know you're not technically under a tornado warning. Neither was Lansing 5 minutes ago. So trust me, DeWitt, go now. Again, you don't lose anything for seeking shelter. You're going to be under a tornado warning here soon. I mean, 2 or 3 minutes probably. Again, ongoing tornado heading your way. DeWitt, Gunnisonville, and Clinton Village. The north side of Lansing, obviously, is the area of most concern. But those communities also in the track very shortly. Again, this thing is moving rapid fast. This is moving east at 65 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Again, still some debris fallout there, actually, north of Albion from our original tornado. Or not our original one, but one of our other tornadoes. The original one was about an hour ago. But
it was the original, I guess. Alright, looks like the CC is actually dissipated.
Yeah, it's still there, but it's likely just debris fallout. But yeah, luckily it looks like this lifted, because this actually did curve to the east. It's going right through Lansing.
Oh. Yeah, it did. That CC drop is going right over town. Thankfully, though, again, like David said, it looks like this thing is lifting, and that it is mostly debris fallout. Because in this kind of scenario, if you still did have a strong tornado on the ground, you would see that debris signature just explode. Because it's over a populated area. But if anything, it's gotten much weaker there. So good news.
Again, part of that can be chalked up to the fact that we're very far away from the radar, but it definitely is getting lighter. Which doesn't mean it's entirely occluded, but it means it's getting there. Also, we have something. Where is this? I'm on scope on the side here for anybody wondering. I think we've got something ongoing near Eaton Rapids. Never mind. Yeah, that's contamination. Well, it's possible. Again, that area is under a tornado warning anyway, so you should already be in your safe spot. Again, I know normally this would be the most ridiculous thing to call this a debris signature, but you have to remember, we have been so far away from radar, and these spin-up tornadoes, they just barely touch down. They don't stay on the ground for, hours on end. They do a lot of damage very quick. New tornado warning for Bay City and Midland. If you're in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. All right. I noted just a scan ago that debris was visible from the Detroit radar. That would mean that debris is being lofted at least 5,000 feet into the atmosphere here with this a couple of scans ago, which, again, at that point it was moving through a rural area. So that's pretty impressive. Again, likely a significant tornado there, at least briefly, north of Potterville. Even if it has occluded at this point. Again, our area of circulation for our new tornado warning there north of Porter is actually pretty impressive. Again, very far from radar, though. I mean, we can't hardly see anything, which makes it even more dangerous because there's a good chance that we're going to have a couple of debris signatures pop up here and we just can't see it. But definitely a good few areas of circulation there, so if you are in these northern tornado warnings, you shouldn't be taking these any less seriously. If anything, you should be taking them more seriously because we don't know what the heck's going on. And similar to our other tornadoes that we've had today, this one occluded, but it almost looks like it's just a velocity couple of handoff. You'll notice to the north, our area of rotation got a lot more impressive over DeWitt. See it, camp. Again, I mean, this is, without a doubt, not what we were expecting tonight. But I don't even know if Vincent's still there or not. You still there? He's not. At least I assume not, because he didn't say anything. I almost closed out of OBS instead of Discord. That would have been bad. Yeah, I mean, I pray that everybody out here is recovering with this, okay? Again, obviously, some of these areas, it's been, an hour now, but I hope that you guys are doing all right. We did get a report of damage from Battle Creek of mature trees downed and broken branches. It's listed as a wind damage report, but it's definitely associated with our tornado that we had. Again, this is awful. Again, potentially, still something ongoing here near Lansing. But anyway, I think if things start to calm down here, we can kind of end off, because you have to keep in mind, guys, it is 11 p.m. and we've got another very busy day of coverage tomorrow, and just an extremely active stretch in general over the next week or so. But tomorrow, in particular, we are looking for the potential of violent tornadoes. Violent. I feel confident in saying violent. I haven't even looked at 2ZH-RRR yet. We'll look at STP values first. Again, we can't see, unfortunately, all the way to the event, but from what we can see, pretty concerning already, considering this is only 3 p.m. Gosh. What did 0Z look like at 3 p.m.? Just for comparison. Almost the exact same. Actually, a little more impressive on 0Z, so either way, though, obviously, it doesn't matter until we get to the actual event. And STP values aren't everything. A lot of people forecast just using significant tornado parameter values, which might be the stupidest thing you can possibly do in the realm of forecasting. But looking at our specific ingredients here, our instability obviously is, oh my gosh, that is uptrended even further, guys. I don't know, like 5,200 joules per kilogram at Cape, close to 5,500 at its peak. Again, you'll also notice in that area, in northeast Texas that we mentioned earlier, that instability gets much higher, which is what's going to fuel those, again, potential tornadic supercells. Wouldn't be shocked if they added a 5% down in northeast Texas. But our Cape is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Our shear is still kind of iffy, but it's more than enough. And our SRH obviously is going to look more impressive once we actually get to the point in the event where the storms are developing, whenever the models do anyway. Let's take a look at our updraft list. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that, guys. I want to do a forecast tonight, but it's just very late. We'll do one. Let's just grind through it. Should I? You know what? 1 in chat if I should do a forecast tonight. 2 in chat if I shouldn't. It's completely up to you guys. I will do it if you guys want me to. Because I'm going to stay up anyway, so don't think you're making me work or anything, or stay up. CSC Wolf Lover. Thank you guys for all the support again. I was kind of nervous to come back. It sounds so stupid, but I was kind of nervous to come back today for some reason. I thought things would be different, I guess. I don't know. But I appreciate it. Again, I mean, I appreciate God for giving me the opportunities to do this amazing thing, helping people out every day. I'm seeing a lot of 1s. Should we do a forecast tonight, chat? I think we should. I don't know. I guess I wasn't nervous. I don't know why I said that. I really wasn't. I guess I just didn't really know what to expect in terms of engagement this stream. That was the only thing. But definitely not nervous. I don't think I've really ever had a problem talking in front of the camera. Like, being nervous and shy. I'm like, oh. Hey, that's not a jab at anybody that does, but that's one of my only good traits. Is that I'm not afraid to look the camera in the eyes. That felt weird. But yeah. Anyway. Thank you guys. Again, thank you, Elaine, especially Elaine, but everybody else that donated. Huge thank you to all you guys. Elaine, Richard, Mary, and I thought somebody else as well. Maybe I'm tripping, but I really do appreciate all the support. Again, that is incredible. Let's get some W everybody's in the chat. Give yourselves a pat on the back, guys. All right. If you need sleep, get it. I'm going to be staying up either way for the new SBC Outlook, so definitely not going to keep me from sleep if I record a forecast. I just don't know if you guys would really watch it since it's so late. But I haven't done a proper forecast video for this event at all. At all. And it's a moderate risk event, potentially going to be a high risk event. I don't know about the high-risk event, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's kind of 50-50. Whoa! Hurricane Theta with the $5 donation. Do you think tomorrow will be a high risk? It's kind of funny because we're literally just talking about that. But thank you so much for the $5 donos. Thank you, W Hurricane Theta in the chat. Another person that's always been here and always been extremely supportive. Thank you so much. You do not have to do that. But yes, it's possible that we see a high risk tomorrow. I think it all depends on the forecaster himself. It's broils tonight, guys. April 2nd. April 2nd, what do we see? An environment that looked extremely similar to this, if not even a little less impressive, and broils cooked up a high risk. Everybody was like, you're an idiot, and it verified. So I wouldn't be shocked if it genuinely did go high, which sounds stupid to base it all off the forecaster, but you got to keep in mind, the environment could not be any more stacked. Look at this storm mode. Look at this storm mode. I just farted. That's disgusting. I'm so sorry. For some reason, I thought I was hanging with my boys. I kind of forgot I was talking live on stream. But the environment cannot be any more stacked. Look at that storm mode. Look at this instability. Look at the wind shear. Look at the SRH. I mean, it just couldn't be. Keep in mind, this is before the main event starts. And this is what it's going to look like. I don't think they'll go high risk, but I think they should. But it just looks dumb to update the from a 10 hatch to a 30 hatch in 2 outlooks, but they've done it before. So, I'm on a plastic chair. I'm on a crappy chair. But yes. Anyways. How did I get an ad on my own video? But yeah, huge thing to Hurricane Theta for the $5 donor. That's amazing. W's in the chat for him if you've not already. Again, always been very supportive. So thank you so much. Again, I think at this point we're kind of done. Oh, okay. So we did get reports of power flashes as the tornado moved by Lansing, apparently. Just north of Potterville, rather. So again, likely a pretty significant tornado there, but luckily it looks like it occluded kind of right over Lansing. But yeah, that's awful. Again, to say the least, I was not expecting that tonight. I thought this could be, a 1 hour stream, just done there. It's been about 2 hours, and it was very active throughout. Again, I'm very proud and very thankful for you guys in chat as well. We caught every single tornado with a visible debris signature today. And that is something that I really try to strive to do because the National Weather Service is amazing. They're going to do their best. But are they always perfect? No. Nobody is, except for God. But nobody is perfect. So it helps to have a second set of eyes, and that's what I want to be here. I never want to make the claim that I'm going to replace the National Weather Service or that I'm smarter than them, because I'm not. But it never hurts to have another opinion. Welcome back, Sam. I don't know why I whistled like that, but anyway, again, I mean, that was interesting. Again, waiting to see any sorts of reports of damage. Let's actually see here. Michigan tornado. Yeah, okay. So, the Orangeville tornado, which was, again, one of our westerly ones, I believe. Where? I don't remember exactly where it was at. We could look it up. But it had down trees and power flashes associated with it. What else do we have here? Yeah, not a lot in the ways of reports. Again, QLCS tornadoes not usually super intense. It's just that there were a lot of them tonight. Okay, so there were... Oh, never mind. I saw damage from the August 24th, 2023 Weberville-Williamston tornado, and I almost said something about it. I'm an idiot. Anyway. Michigan doing Michigan things? Absolutely. Nobody believed in this 10 hatched. At least not to this degree. I mean, I certainly thought a couple of tornadoes would be possible tonight, but man. I still think that the most impressive out of all of them, though, or at least one of them, was the second one that we had. The first big one that we had, the Martin tornado. It had by far the most impressive debris signature, which could partially be chalked up to the fact that it's closer to radar, but even measuring from other radars, the distance, relative to everything else, it was still the most impressive in terms of a debris signature. We're going to have to go back further than 30 frames to see that. All right, peace out, Sam. I don't have school tomorrow, so lucky me. Towards the end of the year, we don't have school on Fridays. Ritter, School W. Again, still a couple of areas of circulation approaching Bay City. We can't confirm whether or not those are on the ground, but there have been no spotter reports, though there's also no spotters up there. So you need to be in your safe spot if you're out there in Bay City or Midland. But again, we're not going to be able to see if that touches down because we're not going to be able to see a debris signature, obviously. Alright. I got another ad on my own video. This never happens. I didn't think it could happen. Or I didn't think it was supposed to happen. Make sure to like the stream if you've not already. Let's see if we can get it at 50 likes before we end off here. What about exams? Well, final exams are next week for me. New tornado warning just issued. That's going to be going out for Saginaw. This is an extension for our area of rotation northeast of Ashley. It's going to be approaching Brant and Shawn Creek over the next several minutes, as well as Saginaw. So if you're in this area, make sure you are seeking shelter. Again, very real chance that that is actively producing a tornado. We're just not going to be able to see a debris signature with it if that occurs because of distance from the radar site. But yeah. Storm Hunter Media is chilling here in Effingham tonight. Their hotel is in Effingham. So is Jaden Pappenheim. That is like 20 minutes away from me. That's epic. Jaden Pappenheim doesn't like me very much, if you don't know. Long story. Interesting story. Not a story that YouTube viewers will know about, only if you look at my Twitter. Thank you, Mr. Magnet. I need to do well in English, otherwise I may have some problems this summer with being entirely grounded. That's alright. We're going to work with what we got. I'm going to do my best. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. 2 likes away from 50, chat. Let's do it. We got this. 2 away. How to become a member. There's a link in the description of all the videos. And if you're not doing it through the YouTube app, then you can click become a member in the little button next to the chat, the money button. But you don't have to become a member if you don't want to. But you will get access to exclusive content, custom stickers used in the chat, shoutouts at the end of every forecast, and a couple other small things. But you absolutely do not have to, especially with all your support already tonight. You're amazing, bro. Anyway. Are we at 50? Sonja, how's it going? Or Sonja, sorry. I'm waiting for 3Z, HRRR to come out here. There we go. We're not quite at the event, obviously, because, it just started coming in. I will say this morning round of convection actually could bring a couple of brief tornadoes here. This late nighttime convection, more than anything, across parts of the Mid-South. I don't know why my arrow was all the way up there and it was so tiny, but it was. The most important thing, I think, is going to be our shear. Because Cape, we're not having a struggle with Cape. We have 5,000 to 6,000 instability for multiple hours straight. The question is, will shear be impressive enough? Storm mode is great. It's phenomenal. Cape, phenomenal. Shear, it's been iffy. It's kind of been off and on between good, phenomenal, and okay. So we shall see what happens. Fun fact, that's that green Loves and Green Up has been there for like, I guess it has been like 10 years now. That's crazy. I remember it being built. It's been like 8 or 9 years, I guess, but it's relatively new. It feels like it was just built yesterday. I remember what was there before that. That is weird. But yeah. That Loves I've seen has had some pretty nasty reviews. Somebody made a social media video. They made a YouTube video about why not to go to the Loves and Green Up. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's hilarious. We are 1 like away from 50, chat. 1 away. 1 away. Please. I just realized theta should be up there. Let's fix that. I need to make room for more than 3 people. I need it to be automatic. That's what I should do. I should get Streamlabs and make it automatic. Because this is not very professional. But alright, we are waiting here for the 3Z. I don't know if we're going to stay alive till it comes in for the event, but new tornado warning just issued an extension for our Lansing rotation. Keep in mind this has a history of producing multiple strong tornadoes. So if you are in the Genoa or Fowlerville area, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows and in an interior room. This area rotation kind of died for a while, and it's still gradually dying, but it's still noticeable there northwest of Unadilla. So if you're in this area, make sure you are taking cover now. I have family in Hamburg, Michigan. How's it looking? Let's check them out. Hamburg, Michigan. So at this point, they are now under a brand new tornado warning. So they do need to make sure that they are seeking shelter immediately. But I can tell you with decent confidence that this is going to die out pretty quickly. The parameters out here are not nearly as impressive for severe weather and tornadic development as they were further west, especially now that the instability is a little bit less. But they do need to be seeking shelter just to be safe. But even if this does produce something, it's going to go north of them most likely. Just to kind of put your mind at ease there. And again, you're not going to see too much with 1,000 Cape. Be totally honest with you. We get tornadoes here in Australia, but not as strong. Most of them go into areas with zero population. Yeah, it's a common misconception that, the United States only sees tornadoes. It's absolutely not true. Some of the most impressive tornadoes in history have come from Europe. Especially over the past, in like the 1600s. In a scrap video I was researching for the strongest tornado outbreak, or the largest tornado outbreak of every century. Obviously, there weren't, any records of anything here in the United States, so they all came from Europe. I still might do that video, but I kind of postponed it. Things got very active, and I had other projects I was working on that I wanted to do first. So we'll see. All right, rotation intensifying here south of Brant, near Brady Center. Make sure you're staying in your safe spot if you're in this area and you are under a tornado warning. 1 like away. If you haven't already, make sure to like the stream. We're 1 away. We're 1 away. But yeah, tomorrow will be interesting to see play out. Alright. Let's check HRRR. I want to see just how high the instability values get just for fun. It doesn't even matter for the setup. Yeah, it's still nowhere near the event timing. This is still 5 a.m. Again, this late night, early morning convection down here in the southern plains and the mid-south could do something in terms of a damaging downburst wind threat. Dude, we're 1 like away. Have we hit it yet? Is my thing just not updated? YouTube app never updates the likes. And
Wix, one platform, any website.
we're at 48. We went down, bro. Alright, see ya, Theta. We could just switch accounts. Should we be shady? Use our ults. Yeah, let's do it. Davis does games. Heard he's this awesome creator. He really likes his content. It would have been funny if it played an ad there, because I think I'd be making myself like a very minuscule amount of money. Actually, I think if you skip the ads, I don't make anything. Like if you skip it immediately.
When you hire a local registered...
But anyway. Alright, we hit 50 likes, chat. Thank you so much. Did it all by myself. Played an ad there, because I think I'd be making myself like a very minute. Anyway. what do we do? I think we're going to end off the stream here, just because I really doubt that we're going to see anything in Michigan tonight at this point. At this point. And I think even if we do, it'll be very brief and very weak. I will say Brant, that area rotation north of Brant, something to watch. Flushing, kind of intensifying there. But outside of that, nothing crazy. So thank you all for tuning in one last time. It's been an amazing stream. I love you guys. Thank you, Elaine, Richard, Theta, all the donations. Again, God bless. Have an amazing night, and we will be back tomorrow for who knows how long. Who knows? It could be 4 hours at the lowest, probably. It could be up to 12 hours, I'll be honest.